I'm not saying this is all true, but it is the way I remember it.
Ain't no party like a Detroit party, 'cause a Detroit party don't stop. It ain't no party like a Detroit party, 'cause a Detroit party don't stop. Yeah.
Hey Tony, what's up? Nick in the house. Yeah, it's going down in D. It's me, little D. It's a Detroit thing. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. This is Tino. Just checking in, man. We're jamming at the White Room, doing it live, kicking it today. And I haven't spoken with you in a while, but are you planning on coming down and run some videotape on this mess? Hope so. Maybe we'll see you down there soon, man. Anyway, I'll talk to you about it.
Check it, 1, 2.
In the days before the music video, when songs were heard instead of seen, a kid named Tino lay awake all through the night, searching for the mysterious, faraway rhythms of Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley on the dials of his mother's beat-up radio. And while the earth stood still the moment Tino first heard Elvis Presley, it was Gene Krupa that made him realize he would be all right if he could learn to keep a beat. Tino grew up a musician on the northwest side of Detroit. That motherfucker picked up the sticks at the age of 5 and the guitar at the age of 7. Spent his youth sitting with bands until finally, one day, he finds himself sitting on drums for Johnny Hooker every time the boogeyman came to town. But it was a long time before Tino formed his own band, the Howling Diablos. With the Diablos, Tino was able to do what he did best: write songs and tell stories. In the city, Tino's rep was rock solid. Bob Dylan once called him up on stage, straight out of the audience at the State Theater, to play lead on Dust My Broom. Pretty soon, a lot of the younger musicians around town started looking up at Tino as sort of the elder statesman of the local rock scene. And after a while, everyone started calling Tino the Funky Daddy.
Is everybody in the house ready to get funky tonight? I can't hear you. I said, is everybody in the house ready to get funky tonight? Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna call to the stage right now a Motor City legend. The backdoor man, the tail dragger, the gangster of love, the pharmacist of funk, RCA recording artist, Mr. Robert Bradley. Make some noise. Robert Bradley.
For years, Robert Bradley was known as the Blind Blues Man, who used to play guitar down at Eastern Market. Every Saturday, my brother and I would sip on hot cider and listen to Robert play while farmers yell out the prices of apples and corn.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
And that's right when I learned the importance of putting a quarter in a working man's cup.
For you! For you! For you! Nobody but you! Hey! For you, baby! For you, for you, for you! Nobody! Hey! For you, baby! Woo! For you! For the woman with the baby, for you. For them low down dirty, for them low down dirty politicians, this ain't for you. Hey, for you. Nobody but you. For you, baby.
Robert's voice was echoing off the buildings at Grand Circus Park, and shaky folks brought him up to the White Room studio, cut a demo with the Nero brothers. After decades of singing in the street, Robert finally caught a break.
I'm like Lenny Bruce, girl, but I ain't no goddamn chunky. Get a piece of the rock. I'm like Prudential. Get a piece of the rock. We're gonna have a shitload. Somebody go start finding the girls. Bring them back. Robert's looking. Girls, get them back here. Hurry up. What, they're naked? Oh, shit. He's going off the front of the stage. Somebody catch him. Kids, pass him around. Stage diving. Robert Bradley stage diving at the Ritz. Showtime.
When I first met Bob, he had already released Grit Sandwiches on Jive Records, and the Polyfuse method would continue on. I think he sold 100,000 copies of each. He toured with Ice Cube, D-Nice, and then he got hit with the biggest FCC radio fine of its day, about 23,000 some change. Now, I don't know if Bob chose to leave those record labels or if those labels politely chose to drop him. But when he got back to Detroit, he had to start all over again. So Bobby hooks up with the White Room studio to record his new CD on his own label, Top Dog Records.
Check this out, y'all. How many of y'all motherfuckers ever heard of George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic? See this motherfucker right here on the bass? He been playing that shit since the 70s. Slotty Motley on the bass. And we're gonna break it down with some P-Funk shit. So give it up, y'all.
All right, Detroit, how y'all feeling? We'll see if y'all can sing along with me, okay? I got a thing, you got a thing, everybody's got a thing. When we get together, doing our thing, all out to help each other. I got a thing, you got a thing, Detroit, everybody's got a thing. When we get together, doing our thing, all out to help your brother, all out to help each other. I got a thing, you got a thing, Detroit, everybody's got a thing.
What Bob came up with was a combination of rap, rock, a little soul, a lot of funk, and the blues. And he called the band that played it Twisted Brown Trucker.
Have you ever known a freelancer? Don't know about my way, it's a clamper. Like Diablos, he's always broken. Away with a little motion. If you never heard the term, the radio wonder. Words kinda like I guess a modern day Felix Arthur. When you first meet him, you think he's okay. And a little bit of the crap, it goes a long way. Here I say, through the grapevine. He talks and he walks on a thin line. Just like a little fucking fire. Used to get high, but never had the never works as he can't find the right time. Ain't got a dime, and when he does, he's a tight line. He's the damnedest, there's no one damn line. He's the motherfucking there's no one better. He rides you on like a really tight sweater. Sorta like an owl. Double beer. Look on movies at your house. Drinking your last beer. Walking stroked and he makes you wanna bounce. Don't be wearing hot. This motherfucking welcome. The shorty's never ever that cautious. He's sitting for the money and always backwashing. Talking about a certain subject. The chick shit. In a bottle of shirt. Scrooge always shrinks it. He's the damnedest, there's no one damn. He's the motherfucking
It's Tino, what's up, man? It's about 10 to 4. Just returning your call. And the show tonight's probably going to be really cool. It's going to be off the hook, as a matter of fact, from what I gather. I know that a lot of people are planning to go and stuff, so, you know, probably catch us in a good light, you know, getting over with a lot of people. Bye.
Sunday nights, the Diablos hosted a jam session at this little dive called the Bear's Den. They'd pack a couple hundred people in a room that held half that size. And for a few years, the Bear's Den was one of the most important places for music in the city. Bobby would bring his tables down and spin. Eddie Harsh of the Black Crows would play keys. Robert Bradley sat in, Sponge, and every other band working the scene. Even Fast Eddie came down to fulfill his goal of dancing with one woman from every nation of the world. And at the center of it all was Tino, spinning tales from his past to strippers and students, lawyers and bikers, poets, hustlers, and thieves.
Come along, she started dating all these gypsies, poets, and bums. One guy was pretty hip though. He got me my first drum. A Puerto Rican named Bernardo had a Cadillac with fins. Got me groovy records. Gene Cooper on the skins. Hey! Go, Gene, go. Go, Gene, go. Just a kid in the neighborhood, surviving on the street. I knew that I would be alright if I learned to keep a beat. My mom, she kept on dating all these gypsies, poets, and bums. I wanted her to fall in love with a guy that played the drums. Hey! Go, Gene, go. Go, Gene, go. Go, Gene, go. Go, Gene, go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, people!
Bangs, Betty Page, and propellers on them tits.
Yeah,
See? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like airplane propellers, just like going around and around. And you can stop them with your tongue.
Oh, man. That's what I like.
You know what I'm saying?
Alright, Tino.
Okay, we're
So
gonna
write them out,
down.
double spaces, write double spaces, but write every line.
We're gonna get Howling, Diablos, Zigzag.
Every whoa, yeah, all that shit.
Papers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's doing that?
Johnny was talking. You know where to get them, right?
What? What are we talking about?
Howling, Diablos, Zigzags.
Well, we can just get them from, like Martin's cousin there, David. Just get them from guys, you know, have them print them up. Condoms are the other thing I was thinking to get.
That would be cool.
What's going on with Eddie, man?
Why?
Did you talk
Said
to
he
him?
was stopping in.
Well, I mean, did you tell him that he had to do some parts?
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
Okay, so what,
I mean,
what,
you know,
like,
somebody call him. Tell
I
him
just
to get
called
done.
him.
All right, he'll
Yeah.
show up.
To me, recording in the studio wasn't much different from any other job. except that musicians had to pay for their work, with no guarantee of anything in the end. Usually, a band would scrape together whatever money they could find from playing small clubs, selling t-shirts, working side jobs, whatever it took, just as long as they could record. And while the life in the street struggled to find its way, these musicians were struggling to find lost notes, hidden phrases, something to leave behind that said, "We were here." The Diablos and Bobby were drawing material from the city itself, as if all the poverty and dreams, all the hope and despair blew in through some open window and filtered through their instruments, eventually finding its way up to the stage.
Muscle.
Fucking cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe.
Dude,
I got lemon in mine, man.
That's why they said you weigh so much. No, man, I weigh a lot. It's like
97 pounds.
I know.
You ever weigh
so cute.
97? Oh shit.
119. I thought it said 119.
No way.
17.
Guess what? I beat y'all. 130.
Hey.
But I can tell you one thing.
117 now. When I told you that one time it was 115.
I'm solid. Why are we all obsessed with our weight? That's all I gotta know.
Talk about our weight right now.
I don't know. Yeah.
Who cares about our
I would like to be thinner, but still keep my boobs on top, you know. But whenever I lose weight up there, and I'm like,
really?
It's not the same, you know.
Huh.
I like my boobs.
I like your boobs too.
They're nice.
I like everyone's
Really?
boobs
How
here.
much do you like my
Yeah.
boobs?
How much do you like? I like a nice
If
I said 1 to 10. 1 to 10.
What's 1 to 10?
10. 9.5, 9.5, 9.5. There were hundreds of bands playing the circuit at the same time, and only a handful of clubs. So if a band didn't have a gig one night, they were usually checking out someone else who did. You see, in order to get your music heard, you have to have gigs. And in order to get a gig, you have to convince a club owner that your band can get people through their front door. But instead of playing a round of golf with potential clients, a musician has to hit the bars, hand out a few CDs, support whatever band's on stage, and most of all, know when and how to talk a little shit. all the while making it look as if they haven't got a care in the world.
There's only two types of men, pimps and johns. There's only one type of bitch, and that's a hoe. Pimp, hold my dick like a holster. Every aim on the poster, look at the number one pimp with the number one rap. What's up with that when I'm a Tuesday? With a black guitar, say a picture. And because I do so much pimping, one day I'll probably walk with a lesbian job for big dick and work. Shoot me a 55-year-old over, popping out last occupation. For one day, watch how we cripple the nation. Detroit, well, I've been coming to these shows for 6 years. You know what time it is. We're gonna find out who the fuck is pimping in here. All the ladies pimping. All the ladies pimping. All the fellas pimping. All the fellas pimping. It's Detroit pimping. It's Detroit pimping. Woo! Detroit, I'm the motherfucking pimp. Early morning show pimp. Goddamn nation.
When I was at Falcon Club, Jeff and I got kicked out because some guy like pushed me against the stage and knocked the wind out of me, and Jeff punched him in the face.
Really?
And we got escorted out, and some girl was like standing near the front. There were only like 5 people up front. He had plenty of room to dance. And when we got escorted out, like all these people that didn't know what had happened just thought that we were making trouble and followed us out. And this chick's like shoots her mouth off. She's like, "If you can't take the heat, stay the fuck out of the pit." So I reached around the bouncer and I fucking grabbed her hair and I
Here we go. Please don't block with the good my cities. That's not a bad, that's an air walk. Cities got a girl snack it. Pose up in that shit. I'm trying to act out. What? Did I give up? I keep acting to the top. What you heard? Make a lead in the fucking of the fight. Ball to the ball, to the ball, to the ball, to the ball.
Yeah, that's all my boring shit that I wear to work. This is the cool stuff here. Look at this. This is kick-ass.
So crazy. I feel like I'm at, remember the Abyss? Wow.
I'm not wearing this tonight.
Why not?
Because I have another outfit I'm wearing.
Wow, you look like a satanic Jew.
Yes, you
And when you're finally on stage, it's like floating high on ecstasy and amplification. For that one moment, nothing else matters.
Okay, next song.
After a show, bands usually collect their money, divvy it up, and head to an all-night diner for some breakfast and a few laughs.
Boys are always
She's mine.
They were loving me.
She's mine. No, she's
Yeah, I was sure they were loving me.
That's what happens when you do mushrooms. 10 stitches. Did I tell you about that? Tell me about it. I'm outside this restaurant, Mount Clemens. A couple shrooms, didn't eat for about a day. Walked over to my car, fucking passed out, knocked the antenna off, and I grabbed underneath my car to grab something, and I fucking ripped the fuck out of my hand. That's where I got them. Too many mushrooms. That's a pretty good fucking cut, too. 10 stitches.
Shit, I went all the way across every finger, huh?
Huh?
Every finger.
Except the first one. I just got a little baby cut.
Yeah, I want to see you flip that glass in a circle and get the ice in it. $5. Not enough. How much you want it back? $5.
That's fucking 150. Bad.
Okay, a friendly little bit. Do it for
Bad.
none. Huh? Do it for none.
AJ came up with that.
I don't want that.
Spin that thing in a circle.
Keep it that way.
Keep it that way, far. If you spill on me, it's bad omen.
I gotta spin the motherfucker in a circle, make sure the ice doesn't
You gotta
come out.
flip the
Correct?
glass. No ice, no water can come out. Just flip it.
I can do it when it's
The
empty.
thing is, I said. Just
No,
answer the
no.
question.
You
I
ain't
got-
You ain't slick.
I gotta spin the thing in a circle, make sure the ice doesn't come out.
Nothing comes
I
out.
said I won't flip it.
Nothing comes out.
Nothing comes out.
That's why you make the big bucks.
So I can do it. Wanna see it? Wanna see it?
He's gonna throw that. He's gonna throw that thing right now.
Jokes up. No, I'm not doing
At times, the oppression of living beneath a continually gray sky is almost too much to bear. With the murder occurring in the city every day, high unemployment, and a political system that's failed its people for a generation, Detroit can be a living nightmare. For some, it's easy to become lost in the sea of nothingness. And yet there can be something from nothing. There is inspiration in decay. And there are those who look at this city through operative eyes, who care for it, who nurture it like an aged grandparent, in hopes of seeing Detroit's spirit as vibrant as it once was. Among them are songwriters and musicians who see beyond the cracks of Detroit's exterior, looking inside to a soulful fire that burns with a rock and roll vision of what is and what shall never be.
Good show, Murph. Real fine execution.
My head's going ramble. Got the energy like I'm a tremble. Sometimes I put my pants on backwards cause of that big green rider. I'm over here and now I'm over there. I wanna lay on top of you and smell your hair. Screaming right up the sky because of that big green rider. I've been around in the new downtown from state to state. Well, I never hesitate. Look at me, girl, I can't stand up straight because of that big green rider. Oh, and it goes and it goes and it goes and it goes like this. Oh, and it goes like this. I'm a high hippie, yes I am. Oh, and it goes and it goes and it goes and it goes like this.
What the fuck are you looking so? Don't be bringing all your boys up in this motherfucker. You ain't hard, motherfucker. You ain't hard. Where's the subway? Where's the subway? John Septic. Where's the food? Double meat, double bacon, double cheese, double lettuce, double olive, double tomato. Put a little mayo on the top. Put a little special sauce. Cut it in half. Now make me another one just like it. Cracker, make it. Except for your hair. You look like you should be in fucking Stone Temple Pilots, motherfucker. I am, I said that you want me to. I should have gone and get a lick. I am. That's weird. We're ready to get going. All that come from you.
Ready to rock this place? Hey, dog!
I need the ball.
Suddenly, Detroit started getting more attention from the outside world. Sponge worked their way to MTV, ICP had developed the biggest following since Kiss, and A&R guys started mingling with musicians and fans at the Diablos weekly gig over the Bears Den. So when Bobby released Early Morning Stone Pimp and financed his own tour, the timing couldn't have been better. Music was once again breathing life into the city. Bob sold out every auditorium he played, marketed himself with shirts and posters, got his music in all the record stores, and controlled everything from a computer in the basement of his home. If a label wasn't going to sign him on his terms, then fuck him. He'd do it himself.
Detroit party don't stop, y'all. Just throw your hands up high, let's rock, y'all. Just throw your hands up inside, hip hop, y'all. Just throw your hands in the air, let's rock, y'all. Because the hip-hop party don't stop, y'all.
My name is Tino, you know. Baby, let's get funky. Like Planet Roots, girl. But I ain't no junkie. Cruising with tequila in my 71. To the crib of love, gonna get a song. Waiting, keep you on a stringer. The bitches in the house that wanna smell my finger. I come for you, baby, cause you're so suburban. But how do you like when now I'm in my brand new turban? I'm the natural born worker, like George Raps. And one of these days you kids will wait for my autograph. So move, diddy, go get your mama. Like Johnny Hooker, girl. I got the boogie drama. Anyone shit in the house, y'all. I got the boogie drama. It don't stop, it don't stop. I got the boogie drama. Yeah. Got the boogie drama. Around the neighborhood, me and Kid Rock were up to no good. With the boogie drama, with your leather mini skirt and your gun so fine, we're playing the radio and drinking wine. With the boogie drama, with the boogie drama.
Bobby and Tino performed together all the time that year. They were friends who were feeding off one another's talent. Tino co-wrote 2 songs on the MSP, including the title track, and Bob liked having him on stage to sing his lines whenever possible. When the Diablos had a gig, Bob would either set up his tables or grab a mic and cover old blues and country songs with the band. The two of them had Detroit by the ear that summer, and the people were listening.
We dumped what you had on 2-inch, you know.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Might not do it.
Somehow we knew how to do it. That's what we did when we first got here.
Johnny, if you want to separate the albums, right? John.
I don't know if the vocal was. I don't know what. I mean, I don't know how you had the vocal down. To be honest with you, the That's
We didn't have a vocal yet.
Oh, well, we don't know whatever you have too.
You want to say hi to the camera?
I see you've been doing your chores, boy. Oh, come on now. Chop some wood, son. Fry some bacon. Yeah!
You were doing the same cadence over and over
I
again.
know,
That's what's
it was-
bugging you, you know.
Yeah, and the
Instead-
energy was too
Yeah.
low, and the attitude was too timid. And
Right,
it
right.
was too.
But you were all the time. You weren't too far away from it, you know, because you know, it ain't gonna. You don't want it to be fucking Henry Rollins, man. You know, 'cause you
No,
ain't
no,
Henry
it's
Rollins.
but it's a different approach.
I
to
know
like the
Henry
sand.
Rollins. You're no Henry Rollins.
No, obviously, but all's out. The vibe was that like the people would get that same kind of.
Well, let's dig it, man.
Thing on.
Sounding good.
And Detroit kept rolling to the rhythm of working bands and its old garages and beat-up warehouses.
Well, here we are again, groping around in the backseat of your car, and damned once again, you're slapping my hands, saying, please, please, pistol. Don't go too far. But I told you that I loved you. I bought you a ring. I even bought you dinner once or twice. Now I'm not demanding. I'm just plain begging, babe. Please, 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 once would be nice. We've both been waiting so long, and I know that you feel frustrated too. Come on, come on, come on, baby. Let me make love to you. Come on, George. Tell her how I
calling in from the very soil of the garden of the funk in which the seeds are sown, which will blossom into a full-blown, all-out assault on square culture, and render all significant members of the pig culture completely harmless, after the first attack of the funk.
Clear as night, bright as star, miles away, but not so far. Touch me, oh touch me, hold my hand, come with me to the moon. You will be free, free. Touch me, oh touch me. Now I wish you are the one, yeah, 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 yeah. Feel your soul and you shine like the sun. Many others, you caught my eye, yeah, yeah. Please don't ever leave my sky, sky, yeah.
And we rolled with the sounds of psychedelic soul in the violet hour. Martini glasses filled with gin. Mary Jane, softly on the wind.
Hands filled with rain. Sun has just died. White circle line. Wooden hall. Spinning around. Slow dance backwards painted sun. Tied to the line. Merry-go-round, spinning around. There's my shadow for the cyclone. There's my shadow for the clear spot.
I want you to clear your head, pull your face out between whoever's a pair of thighs you've been muff diving into. Put some fucking bullets in your pistol. Fucking put on a pair of clean underwear and get your butt down to the state theater. Yeah. It's going down, son.
Oh, if I grab you, you won't deny me. 4 copies of the very first.
I love you. I love you. I love you.
You told me to
Oh,
give you
you're
a
so
minute.
sweet.
Yeah.
How much is that?
Dave, they're all done.
Listen,
Happy boys.
I think we should wait. For what? Extra 5 minutes.
Well, let's go
do
to
a little quiet riot.
That's what I'm saying.
Guns N' Roses quiet riot thing, man. Let it build a tad,
It's
man.
quiet riot.
Forget that list.
Yeah, he's working you.
He's
You
right, 'cause
yeah,
it's
you
a
know
late
what? He's
crowd.
been fucking.
This is a late crowd. Shit's still coming in.
Not only that, they rerouted all the traffic out.
So let's wait 5-10 minutes.
You know what?
I wish I knew all your names. I truly do, man. That ain't no bullshit. I don't give a fuck about MTV. Fuck the radio. But if I could know every one of your names and remember it, that shit would be real. How many people got grit sandwiches? You want me to break with some grits? No, you don't.
One of the hottest shows Bob did that summer was at this small club on Cass Avenue called Elvin's. I think it was kind of a gift to his fans or something, because Bob had been selling out 2,000-seat auditoriums, and Elvin's only held about 400. But there was something special about this gig. It was gritty, it was raw, and the feeling in the room was electric. Kids were standing on chairs, tables, the bar top, whatever they could find, and they seemed to know every word to every song. It was as if Bob were speaking to each one of them directly. He knew what they were going through because he had gone through it himself. Halfway through the show, my brother worked his way through the crowd, leaned over to me and said,
"Hey Tony, I think this is the last time we see Bob in a club like this."
You never loved me, you never held me tight. You took me like a
What you said when you said what you said. I heard you the very, very, very first time. Your mama, can I come up tonight? Won't you crawling on? I know it's coming up on shot feeling. I heard what you said when you said what you said. I heard you the very, very, very first time. I heard what you said when you said what you said when you said what you said the very first time. Come on!
The Diablos were on the rise as well. They released a CD culled from sessions at the White Room that perfectly captured the energy of their live show. And their manager, Dave Leone, made sure they played area clubs and college towns as much as possible. It wasn't long before they were getting some attention from the labels. Although neither of them were competing with one another, the talk all over town quickly became who was going to get signed first. Bobby and his band Twisted Brown Trucker, or Tino and the Howling Diablos.
Sweetheart, boy, you're booming.
50 cents?
That only cost you $1.
This is the rap. This is fucking. This is rap shit right here. This is hip hop shit. This is rap shit right here. Like this. This is straight up rap shit. See, that's all you gotta put in the rap. See, fuck all the shit we said earlier. This is what rap shit is all about. Hip hop shit. Motherfuckers want to see this shit. This is me. Wait, I'm posing over here. Check it out. That's hip hop shit. This is gangster shit. See that? Look, he's back, man. We're doing our rap pose. You want to get in a rap pose with me? Come here. We're getting in a rap pose. We're gonna do the pyramid pose. You like this, like this. Yeah, you just like
wait.
And then I get on top of you. It's a rap pose.
Nothing but hundies in his hand too.
Just do this one.
Don't you want the ring though?
Yeah, you can put that on your knee.
He's gonna do this one.
The pyramid pose.
Just do this one.
What?
You gotta do that.
That's not a very good rap. Okay, we'll do that one first.
That's the old school pose.
Okay.
That's the old school pose.
This is rap at its fucking finest right here. Madison Bowl.
Madison
Now
Bowl.
let's do the pyramid pose. This is a good one.
Okay.
This is a good one. You go like this. There you go. Now I go like this. Now you get on top of me. This is hip hop at its finest. This is rap music. Rap
at its fucking finest.
Special song, birthday cake for a cannibal robot. Huh.
There's like a common level of courtesy that you use when you're, there's an etiquette that you use even around bitches that you can't stand that are after your man,
Yeah, but girls test that. Christ, though. Everybody tests that.
Yeah, well, nobody's tested my man in a long time, so the first time.
They shouldn't, but they do.
Yeah, this last chick that did the concert, she's hanging on, and I grabbed her by the hair. I was just furious. I was like, excuse me, that's my boyfriend. I don't drink anymore though, so I don't really get violent.
What's the Mitch Album fucking show?
He writes music.
Some AM. Well, I know who Mitch Album is.
Yeah, tell him what you told him earlier about Mitch Album. It's like.
Yeah, it's like, oh, did you hear us on Mitch Album? No, I don't listen to AM radio, dude.
See, she doesn't like the expression. I use the expression. I use it in reference to myself, and I referred to her to her face. Well, actually, over the phone, I asked her a certain question. I didn't mean it to come off as horribly. You remember?
Oh, don't fucking tell him about that shit,
Well,
Terry.
not
Come
us,
on.
but-
We're talking shit about other people right now.
Whether or whatnot you believe, there's a special person in my life, so y'all get to hear us play. Whether you like it or hate it or want to throw things, that's up to you. Special person in my life never had that opportunity and never will. 2 days ago, a very close person to me, Brian McLean, went home. I would like to take this opportunity for y'all to observe a little bit of fucking respect. Hey! Thank you. I got to get vulgar for Americans to listen to me. The Canadians don't act like that. I'd like to play a couple of tunes here for Brian McLean. He's gone home. I hope you enjoy it. I'll see Korn at the Highland Games. I got prizes. I've been on the prize list. Who the fuck is Korn?
There's a love-hate relationship born from these decadent streets that seeps into our music. It flows through our veins with blue-collar etiquette and feasts on bravado. It works hard when it has to and plays even harder when it's through. And just like one big dysfunctional family, it's quick to criticize its own, but doesn't appreciate others doing the same.
Hey, what up? I'm Coach Frank from X2K on 89X. This is a short round. We're proud to present 5 fabulous women who have come a long way in a short time. Their latest achievement tonight, they became 89X People's Choice fucking champions. This just isn't fucking tits and ass, people. This is fucking stun gun!
I did not get my titties sucked.
Because we're at a fucking titty bar, Kelly.
Yeah, but I did not get my titties sucked.
They didn't touch me. What? I was scared. Do I get a booger?
I was wondering, what do you got? You got like a...
Do I get a book?
I got mine. How'd you do that? You got lipstick or something right there.
They go, we're going to do to you.
Do you have a mole there? No, it's a little dot right there, kicking it off.
2 chicks like on each breast.
They did just, oh,
Dude,
you got
wow. Do I have a mole? Yeah, they were like,
they were did you get it off? You know the little, dude.
You got them. They got it good. They got to investigate. It's got to stop. Yeah, it's like your penis. Let me see a chick with bigger tits.
You got it off.
Yeah, like, and they're real. And they're real, and they're real. And they're real. You know what I'm saying? They're real. Dude, they're real. I'm an aspiring titty dancer.
And then, suddenly, After all the years of hard work, the phone rings. A voice on the other end says, "Surprise." Bobby got the call, not once, but twice from competing record labels, to see if he had what it took to make it in the big time. The Diablos' Jeff Gran and Showtime Johnny came down to support Bob. Eddie Harsh. Even Fast Eddie showed up to give Bob his best wishes. And while the State Theater quickly filled with fans waiting to see their hero get signed, a nervous excitement permeated backstage.
Hey, John. I'll look up with you. Okay. Your cousin Joe's here? When Cracker's doing his song, Joe, that's like your cousin.
And then there was the funky daddy, Bobby's soul brother, mentor, and friend.
It's your hometown. How could they not like you?
Get away with murder in Detroit.
Jimmy Bones on the orbit, y'all. Check it out.
You get away with murder in Detroit. In fact, it's easier to get away with murder in this city than it is to get a record deal. Bob rocked the house with a decade of angst built up inside of him, and we all watched as he transformed himself from Detroit's own to the world's Kid Rock. What most people don't understand is that rock and roll is a game of survival. It's being able to write a song people care about, putting your ass on the line every time you play it. It's loading a van night after night, playing some bullshit gig for no money and nothing more than a little sex, maybe some drugs and a dream to hold you over to the next show. It's a gut-wrenching form of art, and if you want a life being a musician, you gotta believe in what you're doing. Tino was the first one backstage to congratulate Bob. I think he knew better than anyone that Bob was getting signed that night.
We got the titty show tonight.
Later, Bobby and his best friend Kracker met with two labels in the basement of the Motor Lounge. Atlantic asked him what it would take to sign the deal. Bob replied, "I want jewels in the bottom of my pool. When I go to Disney World, I want him to shut it down for me and my crew. I want Elvis shit." Well, they gave it to him.
I'm gonna take off. I'm leaving the premises. Not the post office yet.
Wait, you're the boss.
Boss?
Yeah.
The pretender to the throne. That's. I'll see ya.
Take care.
Good luck to you. Good luck on whatever you're doing.
I want the milk treatment.
I went to see you guys at the Bear Center a couple weeks ago and see if the whole group in itself could come into the bar where I work, the manager of the bar, and we wanted to get you guys in, but we don't have space to accommodate.
This Saturday at Dally in the Alley.
Where's that?
It's Cass and Third. There's an alley there, and they block it off. There's like 5,000 people.
Is that right?
Yeah.
You guys were in Pontiac this weekend, right?
Yeah.
How did that go?
That was real good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was fun.
A lot of bands up there.
Yeah, this is sort of like that. You know, a bunch of bands, like 15 bands. Saturday. We go on 11 p.m. Saturday.
What did you shoot fly?
I went to see you.
I know Tino was happy for Bob's success, but I couldn't help wondering if there wasn't a small part of Tino that wished it had been him instead. His whole life, Tino had been a musician, a songwriter, a poet. Somehow his childhood dream of one day becoming a rock star still eluded him. Did you ask yourself if you were still talented, my friend? Did you ever think it was time to quit? Did you hear yourself saying, "Who am I? What the hell am I doing here? Who am I? Who am I? What the hell am I doing here? Who am I? Who am I? What the hell am I doing here? What the hell am I doing here? Who am I? Within a year, Kid Rock had full rotation on MTV. He played Woodstock and was well on his way to going platinum 7 times. And while he proudly represented the city, putting Detroit back on the musical map, he was busy in support of his own album, Devil Without a Cause. Gone were the intimate shows in places like the Ritz and Elvin's. The Diablos released Green Bottle to rave reviews, added bigger venues and festivals to their tour dates, and their die-hard fans followed them every step of the way.
I got Tino and Showtime Johnny Evans here on Diablos. What up, Art? You gonna be talking today? Last time I talked to you, you were going, Johnny, you talk.
Am I going to be talking, man? Yeah, you're going to shut me up. I mean, I woke up this morning and I gave him my card and I drove all the way down the fence. Wait a minute.
That's where my coffee went.
Yeah, I'm geeked, man.
We just played your tune a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, Big Green Bottle.
Big Green Bottle, got it on my stomach right now.
It's a fun song, man.
It's Mr. Yeager.
It's jamming. It's jamming.
Yeah, I like Criminal Mind, though. That song sounds so bad on the radio, man. You know, especially when you're driving in your car. I turned it on. I didn't even realize it was Criminal Mind because it sounds so much different than driving down the freeway. I cranked that sucker up and I said, whoa, it's the Diablos.
It's got Detroit attitude and energy, and it's kind of got a whole gangsta thing meets
kind of
rock
like
and roll.
autobiographical as well. You know?
That's right.
Yeah, that tune rocks. It's going to be probably the next single after Green Bottle, and you guys jumped on it right away. You know, we're geeked up about it.
It's a very, very cool song.
Yeah, it is.
It's got all the hooks.
Yeah.
You even sing a little of it.
Yeah. I'm taking it all. Yeah. With Arthur P. right here and me, booty waxing, chilling and illin', balloon filling with my main man, Arthur P. on the riff.
Baby, that's great.
And the rest of us continued to attend rock shows about as religiously as others went to church.
Chris rocks the Motor City.
Rock the devil, yeah. Rock the devil, yeah. Rock the devil, yeah. Rock the devil, yeah. Do you wanna ride? 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 Do you wanna ride?
When I think of Tino and his childhood dream, I realize he's no different from any one of us.
Are you ready to rock and roll?
We all dream of something. In the end, all we can really do is learn to keep a beat, try and stay honest with ourselves, and everything will be all right.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Besides, we can't all be Elvis.
We're about to kick some holy motherfucking ass. My favorite band in Detroit. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the greatest rock and roll band in the world, the Howling Diablos!
And so the labels came looking for the next big thing. It wasn't long before they found it. You can say what you want about this town, but remember this. We didn't get the nickname Detroit Rock City because we can't kick out the jams. Motherfuckers.
It's just gonna be a little jam. Anything goes, we ain't got it planned out. If you wanna fucking get hooked jam, it's your thing, Detroit. Now check it out. We got a whole lot of superstars in this motherfucker. Fuck all that shit, cause all I care about is Detroit's in this motherfucker. And we gonna kick it like this. It's a Detroit band, everybody. It's a Detroit band, everybody. But it's a Detroit band, gotta show you pride. It's a Detroit band. I'm standing on rock in front of KFC. I'll be ripping guys from the fucking team. For the people, for my people. Nobody in the TV. Gonna show